Sargent Kreel, formerly undercover agent 5241, serves as the leader of the elite group of Stormtroopers Task Force 99, better known as Scar Squadron, under the direct command of Darth Vader. Hello and welcome to Centurions Corner, and today we are reviewing from Hasbro and Star Wars The Black Series, Sargent Kreel. And this is from the sort of Legends line, which is kind of coming from the, well, I guess Legends, like graphic novels, etc. and stuff like that. And yeah, it looks pretty good. I think this is like the only one that kind of appealed to me out of all of four, to be honest with you. So, but this one looks pretty cool. So here on the box art at the front, we got Sargent Kreel fighting Luke Skywalker here with his lightsaber and stuff. Looks really nice. On the side here, we just got Sargent Kreel with his little picture, and then turn it around again, we've got Sargent Kreel with his green lightsaber, and it's just kind of a lot of warnings and attention and jargon on the side here. But on this side, we have a little bit more of a graphic novel kind of type-esque here, again here, and at the bottom we have a bit more. But opening up the box is where it really comes to life on this sort of packaging. So we've got Sargent Kreel coming down on the side here. We've got his bio and obviously him in his window display. So he's just like a Stormtrooper with all these extra bits and his lightsaber as well. So I guess without further ado, let's just crack this bad boy open. So here he is in his blister pack. Obviously we've already seen his accessories and stuff, and we know what we're going to get out of this guy. He's literally a basic Stormtrooper, but we're going to pull him out, get our first impressions, and go from there. Actually, I didn't even realise he had a backpack and all that on there as well, so yeah, that's pretty cool, to be honest. So I'm going to go away, put him through his paces, see what he can do, if there's anything hindering or anything on there, and we'll be back in a moment. Been away taking his photos, and yeah, this guy is pretty cool, to be honest with you. At first, again with the gaming greats and the sort of Legends line, I'm kind of sort of diverting away from them because I'm like, these characters need a little bit more love. You know, I just keep looking at them thinking they're just characters where they brought out an old body and just repainting it, and it needs a whole new sculpt and all that. You can't just change colours of something that looks familiar. You can't, you know, and stuff like that, and that's what's really bugging me. But I was actually pleasantly really surprised that looking at the reveal photos and other people's reviews, I didn't even look deep enough, to be honest with you. There's actually a few subtle differences in here that take him away from the TK Stormtrooper. That gives him a few uniqueness as well. So I thought it's just all these gimmicks and gizmos that he has, but he's actually got a few extra parts on there, which is pretty cool. We go through that with the review, because I did think this guy just kind of looks like a Stormtrooper. You know, it's New Year's resolution and he wants to run out and go jogging, so he's brought all his gimmicks to go with it. So he's got his like iPod shuffle holder up here on his bicep, he's got his smartwatch down here, he's got a holder for his drink or something down here, he's got all these extra accessories and stuff. And with Sargent Kreel, unfortunately I do not really know his history, but again, the TK Stormtrooper is pretty cool, and it was #1 in my top 10 as well, so yeah, it is definitely a must. But anyway, we'll go through his accessories, and his first accessory is his lightsaber with a nice transparent green sort of blade on here, which is removable by the stud, and it pops in quite nicely. The actual hilt down here is just done in a gunmetal plus with a little bit of silver on the end, and it's actually a repainted version of Plo Koon's down here. So obviously Plo Koon's looks a lot more detailed with this guy. This guy's got fantastic articulation, being the Stormtrooper, so he can hold it with both hands, he can swing it around, one-handed poses and stuff, and he still looks great with it. But unfortunately, he hasn't got anywhere to store the lightsaber around on his belt. His other accessory that it comes with is his E11 blaster, and it's based on the old style E11 blasters, so it hasn't got the sort of flashlight and stuff on the side here that the other Stormtroopers had on here. So this is like the older versions of it, but it's quite nice that we've actually got a holster. There's a whole new belt sculpt, and it's a whole new holster belt sort of mold here as well. It's done in a really soft sort of vinyl plastic, so it is different to like the old Han Solo one and stuff like that, so it's really nice. He can actually hold this in his gun hand, trigger hand and stuff on there. It looks all fine, all done in a normal gunmetal grey, and the details look fine, and that can simply just go straight back into that holster, and it's easily as well, it just fits really nice. So it's pretty cool to have that, because obviously the old the newer Stormtroopers don't have the holster down, because the Rogue One Stormtroopers didn't have the holsters like the original Stormtroopers from the movies. So it's always been one of those things that really annoyed me, but it's quite nice to see it on this guy. So his articulation wise, you know, it's a standard to the degree of any kind of Stormtrooper. Unfortunately, it's just a few little bits that just get in the way of it. So turning your head left, right, down and up and wobble and swagger and stuff, it's just this pauldron gets in his way. So when you move, it kind of moves with him and stuff, because it's not strapped down under the arm. Here at the rotation, we've got it all around, but unfortunately it obviously gets hindered by the shoulder bell up here. Rotation at the elbow, and it's on a single elbow joint that comes up to 90. We've got rotation at the wrist, and it's also on a hinge. We've got rotation here at this sort of waist, and you come down this far and back. Leg wise, come up this way, forward, back, upper thigh rotation, single knee joint here with the rotation at the ankle, and we've got the rocker and a pivot at the ankle. So yeah, in all, articulation is all there. It's exactly the same as we get with the other Stormtrooper. It's fantastic. It's just these extra little bits and bobs, they all sort of move and they get in the way. But yeah, just looking at the aesthetic of this guy, it just kind of surprised me how much was different. So with the head and the Stormtrooper sort of part on there, I thought it would just be a normal, just simple sort of exactly the same helmet. But as you can see, it's actually got black parts down on here when this one's got blue. The actual detailing in here, you've got the black lines and the black line around the outside, when this one is just simply grey with no black lines around on the outside. Whether they're being cheaper with it, I'm not too sure, but it kind of adds a little bit of difference to it from my opinion. Unfortunately, the lens aren't as black as this one here. They've got that kind of off grey on here. Around on the back, we've got the lines on this original Stormtrooper, but not. You can see them, they're moulded in, but they're not painted on this one here. So yeah, looking down, further down the figure, we've got the pauldron with the orange on here with the Imperial insignia. Underneath, we have got a Tamara Morrison head inside there. So as you can see, the arm wise, exactly the same as a Stormtrooper. And then on this side, we have got these sort of like rubber accessories that sort of like slide. I might even just glue them into place, to be honest. They are a bit annoying. So this one here, we've got a little pouch. This one down here, we've got a screen and stuff on there. So he's got like his little smart kind of iPad kind of thing, I guess. Vitals or whatever that he's got displayed on there. They go strapped all around his arms, so they don't clip on, so they're not going to fall off. They just kind of slide around quite a bit. We have got the belt here looking pretty nice, which got the actual holster, this kind of extra part that hangs off it as well. It's all sort of moulded into the belt as well, so we've got this extra little satchel on the side as well as the accessory of the holster. And then we've got another little pouch on his thigh, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's got all these extra accessories, and yeah, it does break away from it. But the main thing I was kind of surprised about was actually the chest area. I thought it literally was going to be the same as the Stormtrooper. Let's just bring this guy down. So as you can see, the Stormtrooper's always got these sort of old sort of pec kind of sort of like muscles in, and this one hasn't. It's more like the sort of First Order and stuff on there. And then obviously these bits are painted black over the top of that. But with this as a new mould, it's actually got a new part on the back as well, and it's actually got these sort of like jet boosters and jetpack as well. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm quite surprised with all these extra little parts that he has, plus all these extra parts. It's pretty cool to have, to be honest. And yeah, I'm glad I've actually picked him up. So yeah, really pleasantly surprised with him, to be honest. So what do you think of this guy? Are you going to pick this guy up? Is he one for you now? Like, or do you a bit getting fed up with these sort of like repacks and stuff that they have? Just bring a Plo Koon because he had his share of his lightsaber. If this guy's going to stand, there he is. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me on this one. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this guy, and you can follow me on Instagram, subscribe, ding the bell so you don't miss an episode next time. And take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.